Hey, it's Sylvia from Write Your Life, and in today's video, we're going to talk about my announcements for June, also known as like my TBR and my goals setting, what the hell I'm basically doing for June. Okay, so I have a couple of new announcements. Number one, our book club book of the month for June is going to be The Beautiful and Damned by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I just started reading this. I was supposed to be done reading it this week, but life, it happens. I'm having a lot of struggles with allergies right now. I have allergy-induced asthma, and you can kind of hear it. It's like very raspy right now, and it is just like windy as hell. So yesterday I came to the library. I'm at the library now. That's what you're seeing in the background. And the wind was so bad that it broke a bunch of really big branches, and we had to like kind of slowly go around into the other lane to pass them. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, do they call the fire department for that? Or do they call like the police department? I'm not sure, like who removes the branches? It's a question. And also something interesting to write. You know how like people write something in a book and it just seems kind of like nonsensical, and maybe it's not important to the actual plot, but it's an interesting thing. Like that's something I would totally write into a book, just to because it would be like super annoying. Could you imagine calling the police department? Because there was someone who called the police department and was like, there are branches in the street and we need someone to come and remove them. And then like, who gets that job? Is it just that like that street is like in the part or the area that you actually patrol, and then you get that? Do you see how I'm just like going off and off, and I'm like more and more into left field, whatever. Sorry, rolling it back. But the wind has been rough here, and so I cannot breathe at all. I just feel like crap every morning. I wake up and I'm blowing my nose like 100 times. So, and like, cause of course, because it's like still kind of iffy with the coronavirus. I think that people just kind of look at me like, is she like sick? And it's like, no, I have allergies. But there are also people around here that have allergies as well. So I think they understand, but I feel like I'm getting the side eye from some people. Not that I get out very much. I just come mostly to the library and they understand. So, because I know the staff. Anyway, so that's the first announcement. This is going to be happening on, let me double check my notes, on the 29th at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And in case I give you the wrong date for some reason, which I shouldn't, but if I do, it will all be down in the description below. So join us for this chat about the book. And so there were some people actually that mentioned to me that they didn't know what a live stream was or like a live chat about the book. And so basically we have posts, and it's me, L.R. Rutherford, here on YouTube, and Hudson McCarthy here also on YouTube. And we're going to be reading the book, and you can read the book as well and then join us for the live stream. And it's kind of like we have a virtual book club. And you can come and you can comment in the chats about the questions. We're going to try to be better about posting the questions beforehand so that you can have a chance to do what we do. Basically, I email all of the questions to all of us, and we each get a certain number of questions, because that's what we do in my real book club here at the library, because there's a lot of people in the mystery book club. There's like anywhere from 9 to 13 at any given time. So we make a list of like, I don't know, 15 questions. So everyone gets at least one. Since there's about 15 questions in our book club, and there's only about 3 or 4 of us, depending on who's busy and who's not, we end up getting more like maybe 3 or 4 questions, depending on how many we actually have. And so everyone gets a chance to answer all of the questions, but it's just nice to have a number to give to people so that they get a chance to speak. Because when you have 4 people and we're all trying to talk at the same time, it's just easier that you get a chance to have some face time. So if you would also like to have the questions ahead of time so that you have some answers, so that you can put them in the description below during our live chat, I'm going to try to make those available on my Instagram, and I'll see how to do that here on YouTube. I do have my blog. I'm still working on it, but at some point it will all be on the blog, so it's easier for everyone to find all in one place. Okay, so moving on from that, the other announcement I have is that we're starting a new writerly thing here. So we are going to be doing what's called the writer's table. And it's this cool concept that I came up with. And I think a lot of other people in the group were also thinking they wanted to do something similar. It just took me kind of being like, hey, I have an idea. Now, how do we do it? Because I had the idea, I just didn't know how to like get it together. But we're going to be doing the writer's table. Each month, we're going to be picking a topic, whether it's going to be genre or something to do with writing. This month's topic is going to be about romance. And since L.R. Rutherford is like our queen of romance, she is going to be hosting it on her channel. So it's going to be a live stream. And we're going to try to, again, put up the questions either on Instagram or find a place for you to be able to get a PDF of them so that you know what they are going to be ahead of time. And so anybody can join in the chat. So if you have any questions about writing romance or any advice on writing romance, we'd really appreciate it if you join us for the live stream. And that's going to happen on the 15th at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, because LR is in Central Standard Time. So again, I will leave that in the description in case it's a little bit confusing, because we all live in different time zones, which is hilarious. Let me tell you what, we're trying to get things together and I'm like, wait, what time? Like 3 my time or like 3 your time? We never know. So after June, well, I should say at the end of June, as far as planning is concerned, I'm going to be done with my DIY fish inserts. I love them, the daily ones that you've probably seen on my channel if you've been following me for a while. Those videos are definitely available. I'll try to put a link down below to what I'm currently using. Yeah, so you get a trial, which means you get inserts that are printables for 3 months from DIY Fish. So I have them in April, May, and of course for the whole month of June. So in July, I'm going to be moving into a bullet journal, which I think is perfect timing since it's One Book July. So my plans for One Book July, I haven't really announced yet because usually towards the middle or the end of this month, the great women of the One Book July group, they tend to get together and they tend to kind of add on to what One Book July is going to be for the year. They started out with just like one book for planner people who were overwhelmed. And I'm sorry if you follow my channel and you got overwhelmed because of me and I was just buying all the things and it made you want to buy all of the things. It happens to me too. I watch people and I'm like, I have to have that. So sorry. But for people like me and maybe like you who are a little bit overwhelmed and you decide you want to get back to basics, we all try to get into like one planner. Just choose one for the month and try to figure out what is our planning system. What are we missing? What do we actually need? And a lot of times it helps someone like me because I'll have a planner for everything. I like to, compartmentalize. And then I realized I don't actually need a planner for that or for this other specific thing I thought I needed a planner for. And sometimes it helps me go from like 7 planners to like 3. Never really just the one, but I mean, for a while, it's nice to take a break from all of the planners. So they did add, I don't know, a couple years back for the people who didn't want to be in one planner, because there are planner people that are like, have the 3 and they know that they need those 3. One might be for their children, one might be personal, and the other one might be like for work or, a project that they're doing. It was like, how do we help those people participate in One Book July? So they did what they called One Project July. So you could pick a project that you wanted to focus on for the month. Maybe it's like, I want to start a garden, or if you're here for writing, maybe it's, I want to write that book that I've always thought I was going to do, and I'm going to work on that project and I'm going to figure it out. Maybe it's just sitting down as a writer, because I've already been writing for a while, and just, researching a project like how to self-publish, because I have notes on that, but I haven't done it yet. So there's still a lot of questions I have. So that's something that's really great about One Book July. So don't feel like if you're someone who loves all of your planners or all of your journals, you have to go to one over the other, or you can only be in one. They always have something extra so that other people can participate. So I'm waiting to see what that announcement is going to be. If not, I still plan on doing one project for July. And so my plans are right now, as far as writing is concerned, is to finish up revising and editing a project that I have been working on for the whole month of June. And then I'm going to, I think possibly for July, go ahead and do Camp NaNoWriMo July. So for those of you who don't know, NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month, where you write 1,667 words every single day for a total of 50,000 words plus for the month. And that 50,000 words is just like the minimum for what a standard novel is. And so I participated in NaNoWriMo a couple years ago for the first time. I had done it like kind of like off the website and all of that, but I like participated using the website and everything. It was so much fun. It's lovely to write with a group of people because we all know that writing is a very solitary thing. It's nice to know that people are struggling with you, you know, we appreciate that. So I did Camp April, and there's one in July that's coming up next month. Camp April, I was not very motivated. I had a lot of other things going on. Coronavirus happened. I had to be a homeschool teacher for my niece because they weren't allowed to go back to school. And it just got really busy. And I, normally probably would have been fine had it not been for coronavirus. But yeah, I didn't do the best in Camp Nano. It's a challenge, just like if you're new. Let's say you wanted to do, I don't know, like 20 push-ups every single day, and maybe you only do 10. You still did more than you probably would have had you not done the challenge. And that's sort of, NaNoWriMo in a nutshell. So even if you set this goal of writing an entire novel, and all you really do is get all of the planning done and the outline and maybe a few chapters, it's probably still more than you would have done had you not tried at all, right? So I think that I'm going to take TBC, which is a book that I wrote, and I think it was last April for my first Camp Nano. I think so. I don't know because I haven't opened it since I wrote it, really. I think I did like one quick read through and a revision to it, just like mostly notes, really, if I'm being honest. And I haven't looked at it again. So I'm thinking about revising that in July for Camp Nano. So you can go by minutes or you can go by word count. I think I'm going to go by minutes. It's kind of a headache because I do what I call Sylvia math, which is not real math. But I'm going to attempt to do it because I know that even if I don't reach whatever goal I set, I'm going to get something done, and that's worth it to me. So yeah, those are my plans for June. I also think I might read Getting Things Done, going back to planning. I know that my channel has a bunch of stuff. It's basically about my life. I don't really have like a niche or a niche. What do you guys say? You know what I mean. I just write about my life, and that happens to fall with writing, planning, reading, books, all of that. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep everything all in one place in the bullet journal, or I'm just going to start with a bullet journal and go with the one book July, one project instead. I haven't really decided that, but I do know that next month Camp NaNoWriMo is going to be happening. So I want to prepare for that. I also know that one book July is going to be coming up. So I'm starting to prepare for that because I love the whole like coming together as a community for, I'm sorry that I'm rambling. I'm running out of air. What was I saying? This is live, Sylvia. Oh, coming together as a community for One Book July, because we all feel like we're in it together. We all post a bunch. It seems like everyone gets involved. The same for any of the nanos, whether it's regular National Novel Writing Month, which is in November, or either of the camps, one that's in April or one that's coming up next month in July 2020, in case you're watching this in the future. It's just like a community thing where we all get together, and it seems like there's a lot of people doing the same thing that you're doing at the same time. And sometimes it feels like that's rare that happens. So I try to give it a go just because I know there's a lot of my friends that are going to be participating and I want to be able to talk about it. I think last year I ended up doing a lot. I want to say I added like 20,000 words. I can't remember, to one of my novels when I did Camp Nano, and I was doing revisions and adding, mostly like adding on, like I'm the bare bones writer, so I was trying to like fatten up my, my chapters. I don't know that that's what's going to happen with this book. Again, I haven't seen it in like almost a year, which is really great because they always tell you if you write something, put it away for a couple of months, not like a year. But I was working on other projects, so it's not like I haven't been writing for that year. I've been writing a lot, which is great, but I haven't seen it in a year. So getting to see it with fresh eyes, I always love that because I'm just like, oh my Lord, why did you write that? Like you see these things, like I will add an extra when or the or they in sometimes, or I will spell things like I'll spell something like I meant to write similar and I'll write like symbolic or something. I don't know. It's like if it's just like audio correct or something because I wasn't spelling it properly the first time, and I'm just like, what were you doing? And you just see all these things you didn't see before. So those are all of my plans. I also have happy birthday week in June because it's my birthday as well as my boyfriend's, and we're only like a few days apart. So I don't know if we're gonna do something big for that because my boyfriend is turning 40 and I'll be 39. And I don't know, birthdays for me, I just get a little depressed and a little nervous because I use it kind of as a milestone, right? So I'm always like, okay, I'm looking back and I'm like, what have you done with your life? What have you done this year so far? I can't believe that it's already going to be halfway through the year when we get to July, which is why it's such a great time to sit down and get back to basics and work on one project, because maybe you haven't worked on any of your projects or any of your goals or resolutions for the year. So July is a really great time to do that. And I feel like June helps me set up everything for July. I know we're supposed to be talking about for June, but mostly this is me getting prepared for a really big month, I think, in my year. All right, so I have talked forever. Sorry, I'm shaking you. And I should probably get to writing because that's also why I'm here. All right, my name is Sylvia. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. It's awkward because I'm trying to look at you and turn it off at the same time.